conceptual perspective to view things. People talk about a desire to be successful. All of the elements.
Good morning, everybody. Dr. Rick Wallace dropping in on you. First, hello to everyone. A lot of you have been following along with my recent health scare. And I want to thank you guys for the love, support, the well wishes, the prayers. I can't tell you how much it means to me and my family to receive that much love, energy, and light with everything that goes on in the world. So I want to say thank you for that. This is literally the first time that I've gone live since the heart attacks, and multiple heart attacks. The first several were during the week last week, and they were dismissed as being something else. Then there was a major one on Saturday night that landed me in the emergency room in the hospital. And while in the hospital, pushing and really literally doing everything possible to be released. And actually, after having the doctor say, okay, if we get your pressure to here, blah, 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 but you're still going to have to sign. I forget what the form is, but it's a form basically saying that I'm walking out of the hospital and being discharged against the advice of my physician. I literally signed that. I was in the wheelchair being rolled to the elevator to come down and get in the car, and had another major heart attack. This time they triggered what was called a rapid response team. Everybody showed up. I've never had that many people in a room at one time. Everybody's doing something. And then they were able to get me down to, I think, what they call a heart cath room area, similar to an emergency room, but it's where they do caths. And literally performed a procedure that saved my life. When the doctor found the blockage, it was a 90% blockage of my main artery going to the heart. And so they saved my life. And I got to watch them until they kind of sedated me, move and be in sync with one another. This large team of people that are moving to save a person's life, and I watched that, and so I'm truly grateful for the work that they did. And again, I want to thank everybody. This is the first, I was saying that to say this is the first time that I've actually gone live since then. I've done a couple of recordings to say thank you and to share some sentiments. Good morning, everybody. And I'm still in the process of recovering. I'm nowhere near 100%, but I do feel I'm able to, engage in a live audience without any type of incident, because emotional things, that can get your heart rate up can, be a little scary still. But, I've done some walks and everything, and I think I'm good. Go to see the doctor tomorrow to get clearance to take it a little bit higher. So I'm kind of excited about that because, me, I'm ready to get back to work. But to all of those who have been advising me that I need to slow down, that I need to, back it up a little bit, I heard you. I take it. My wife has been on me. I'm definitely scaling back. There are a lot of things I'm taking off my plate, a lot of things that will have to be outsourced from the work that I do. The things I hold most dear will still be with me, but I'm always taking on stuff, and it's just at a point right now where that can't be my priority. My priority has to be my health. So I'm going to be spending a lot more time making sure I'm healthy. But again, I just want to say thank you to everyone. It means the world to me and my family. And again, most of all, I want to say thank you to my wife, who has been by my side all the way. From the moment that I said it was a muscle strain or a cartilage strain from a workout, and she insisted I go to the doctor and tell me saying, baby, it's something else, and getting me ready and getting rushed to the hospital and being there every step of the way. I want to, make sure that I acknowledge her for the true partner that she is. And again, love, I thank you. I'm not going to be too long what I want to share with you today, but there are some revelations that came out of this. And, I've been through some things in my life that I had to overcome. And the one thing that always encourages me is that I've yet to come into a situation in which I may seem overwhelmed at a time where people may be literally at a distance observing what I'm going through and making the postulation that this is the thing that will take me out. But yet watching myself come out of it better, stronger, more focused, more centered, more prepared. It's kind of like what Jeremiah said in the book of Lamentations when he said, "These things I recall to mind, therefore I have hope." And, the thing that I look at is this, was scary. It was scary to me because I'm looking at my wife and I know what I'm going through. This is the last one, the last heart attack that led to the procedure in the hospital. I'm looking at my wife and I'm looking at the concern in her eye, the fear of losing me. And then I'm thinking, this can't happen. My wife just short of 5 years ago, it'll be 5 years in July, lost her mom to a massive heart attack while she had to stand there and watch. And all I could think of was, I can't do that to her. And I can think of the concern and the fear of leaving her behind to deal with this and what was going through my mind. And I had to pull myself together and I had to look at it and I had to be honest with myself. I had placed myself in a situation and in a position in which there was time that I could have done something about it. And now I was going to have to trust that God, in whatever way you view God, but in the way that I view God, that God was going to have to hold this together and actually answer the prayer, because it was out of my hands. I could have died and it was going to be nothing that I could do about it. But here I am. So like I said, I'm immensely grateful in so many different ways. And I am excited in the sense that I have never come to a point like this and not come out on the other side better. And so I know something is there. I know that we've been dealing with a lot, me and my family, and some close friends. I mean, that we've been talking long before this happened, and there were a lot of things going on. And I started to think about how many people are at points where they feel overwhelmed, where they feel defeated, where they feel abandoned, where they feel let down, where their situation doesn't align with their spiritual assignment or alignment. And what I mean by that, I'm talking about being spiritual and cultural and historical royalty, but feeling like you're much less. I'm talking about looking at your situation and assessing the situation and attempting to, out of a current situation, assess the totality of who you are. And if you're not careful, what will happen is what often happens with us is that we turn around and we look at our situation, we look at our circumstances, and we assess who we are. We define who we are by where we're at instead of where we're going, instead of what we have been designed to become. And it came to mind and it said, to me in my thinking, I'm like, I just want every last person that sees this video to know that because of where you're at, you may feel that the idea of royalty, the idea of a spiritual aristocracy, the idea of being permanently edified and uplifted isn't your reality. You may feel that because you're going through a divorce, because you're struggling with your finances, because your career has not come to the point that you thought it would. The business is struggling and all of these things. And you may be going through a legal battle. You may be dealing with some past issues and things that you're struggling with that simply doesn't align with the idea that you're something designed to be phenomenal and great. You're going through something right now. Let me tell you something. All that has happened in this dark moment is that you have been bumped by life and your crown is shifted a little bit. And in the darkness and the shadows of what you're going through, you can't see the crown. Just listen to me. I'm almost done. All you got to do is adjust your crown. Trust the design, because the designer is a beast. And the designer has designed you for greatness. The designer has never designed anything for the sake of mediocrity and being average. The designer designed you to be exceptional, extraordinary, phenomenal. And what I want you to understand is that you're just in the shadows of what you're going through, and you can't see the crown because the shift that happened when you were bumped by this circumstance shifted your crown. But all you got to do is readjust it and trust that the design is pure. Just trust that the design is pure. Adjust your crown. You're remarkable. You're amazing. And your situations and your circumstances are not what define you. Your perseverance and the adherence to the design, the commitment to see things through, the willingness to go the distance is what's going to define you. Did you stand? Did you push forward? Did you refuse to relent? One thing that I love about having had the opportunity to speak before people for years in multiple places and environments is that you get to kind of see who you are and how you think and how you present yourself in multiple situations when you get to revisit places that you've spoken. And I can be defined by what people start saying as I walk on the stage, as I'm being introduced and I'm walking on the stage. There's a common thread amongst people, whether I'm speaking to businesses, whether I'm speaking to churches, whether I'm speaking to community organizations, that there's a commonality in the response to me returning, and it's them chanting, "No surrender, no retreat." That's me. I'm relentless. I haven't won so many times because I'm the smartest in the room. I haven't won so many times because I'm a perfect decision maker. I haven't won so many times because I simply have all the answers. I've won because I refuse to quit. I'm not one who draws back. Adjust your crown. And in adjusting it, you've got to touch it. And when you touch it, it will remind you of who you are. I'm going to leave you with that. Look, you guys, I had a lot of time to think, and I am a very blessed person, not just because I survived this near-death experience, but because I've had an opportunity to express my gift for years in my writings, in my books, in my lectures, in my speeches, in my academic papers, in my one-on-one counseling sessions with my clients, in my mentoring, in my being a father, in my being a husband. I've had this unbelievably awesome experience of being who I was designed to be. I am nowhere close to being what I was built to be, but I'm working on it. As my adopted father and my biological, who was my biological great grandfather used to say, I'm not, every day I look at myself and I'm not the man I should be, but I thank God I'm not the man that I used to be. And that is where I'm at. I'm striving to be what I was designed to be. But I look at me and I'm so grateful that I can look at this person and see I'm not the person I was 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 or even a year ago, that I'm pressing towards the mark. And I'm grateful. And I want you to do the same thing. I want you to press towards the mark. See, there's a higher calling on your life. And I'm not speaking religiously. I'm using some common spoken terms, but I'm speaking from the power of God who designed you to do something exceptional, to be a representation of the designer. And you're going to have some difficult moments. You're going to have some challenges. That's okay. Adjust your crown. I'm going to leave you on that. Again, there's some awesome things going. I'm coming back with a blast. In addition to still doing the 30-day challenge. Now, I'm probably going to drop the number from 25 to 10 after April to make it more manageable, as well as to be fair to my paying full price paying clients. But I'm going to continue it. Like I said, it'll probably be 10 people a month that will get a chance, and it's going to be first comes, first serve. I'm still going to consistently do the drawing for the platinum package, which is a 52-week, year-long set package that allows you to work with me for 52 weeks. It's valued at $10,500. I'm doing a drawing for those who actually buy into the challenge. We're going to continue to do that. We're also going to be doing a 90-day challenge, and it's going to be health-centered because I'm definitely amping up what I need to do for me. And I'm inviting people to come along, whether you need to lose weight, whether you need to get more cardio fit, whether you need to get more mentally fit. This is a conglomerate effort of aligning oneself with one's purpose and design. And that means you've got to be emotionally fit, mentally fit, spiritually fit, and physically fit in order to find the harmony and homeostasis necessary to really live life at the level of your design. And it's easy to get out because there's so much happening and so much that you can lose focus, and you can get too centered on one thing and you start to sacrifice the others. My goal is going to be to find this holistic level of healthiness. And I'm going to invite you to come along. It's going to be, I think, a wonderful experience for everybody involved. And I'm inviting those who want to come along. I haven't thought about the pricing of because I haven't thought about how I'm going to deliver it, but it's starting this week. I can tell you that. And I'm inviting anybody who wants to come along to get your own program designed for you. And we're going to do 90 days, and we're going to develop the discipline to be what we need to be in every facet of our lives, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. It has to be. And that's one of the things that we don't understand, is that you can be on point in one place and suffering in another place, and you create this imbalance. And anybody that understands biomechanics and kinesiology, or understands the basic elements of psychology, understands that when you create an imbalance, because too much focus is given to one area and too much pressure is placed on one area because it's the strong point and this is a weak point, that there's a breakdown that takes place. And that's where injury happens. And so what we have to realize is that we've got to be balanced in taking care of ourselves. We've got to create peace in our lives. We've got to create joy in our lives, and that's our responsibility, no one else's. We've got to stop depending upon other people to make us happy. We've got to stop depending on other people to establish our peace. We've even got to stop depending on other people's people to create our opportunities to excel in the areas we desire to excel. That's on us. What we will find is that when we become committed in those areas, that God, the universe, life will respond as we assess and as we move and as we act. Providence doesn't take place until the decision to act has been made. And on that note, I'm going to get ready to get out of here. I hope some of you guys will sign up and take this journey with me. I mean, if you know that you're not where you need to be health-wise in any area, this is the day that you can sit up and make a decision and say, this is where I'm starting. And then we will move from there. I'm inviting you to come along. I'm excited about it because I know what this means and the possibilities that lie behind it. On that note, I'm going to get out of here. As I always say, I'm living my life on full so that when the time comes, I die on E. I will have left nothing behind undone. I will have not left any untapped potential. I will have fulfilled my purpose. And I am challenging you to take the same approach. You want to leave this world having left an impact, knowing that you did more than serve yourself, knowing that you touched lives, knowing that you made a difference, knowing that the world is now different because you were in it. When you do that, you will literally have lived a life that will outlive you. And that's the beauty of it. It will speak of you long after you're gone. It's called a legacy. And I'm challenging you to live it. On that note, I'm going to check out of here. You guys have an unbelievable day. For those of my people on YouTube who's going to see this as a recording, because I'm shooting it live on Facebook, I promise you that at some point today, I'm going to stop by and pay you guys a visit live. And we're going to chat it up. You know, my YouTube people are just totally real and true. You guys have held me down. So I'm definitely coming to you, but I wanted to start this morning with the fam on Facebook. And I will make my rounds. I'm not going to do them all today, but I will get to YouTube. But Instagram and Periscope, Twitter, you know, same thing. But I'm going to get to you guys, and I'm going to talk to you with each of you in my own way as I do. But I had to get started this morning. Again, thank you guys for the love and support and the prayers and everything. And feels good to be back. I'm still setting up my schedule about, you know what, and I got to work back into being in full swing because I still get a little fatigued if I go too long. But, you know, I was able to get through this. I'm pretty good. So I'm going to check out of here again. Man, I love you guys so much, and I thank you for all the love and support that you've shown me and my family. On that note, I'm out of here. Peace.
Here I come, ready or not. Frank Ocean made this record hot.
From a conceptual
Jay sounded better than
perspective,
Jay.
things people talk
Real
about
talk,
it
I
sound
ain't
to be
throwing shots.
successful.
Careful who